Hello everyone, welcome to Topper IS. So as part of our daily discussion, today also we will look into one of the topic important from the mains point of view. Okay, so let's get started then. See, today we have taken environmental impact assessment. This has been in news last year because of the draft notification that the government has brought in 2020. Yet to be implemented, but there were a number of concerns raised against the draft notification. So we will see what environmental impact assessment is. So we will also continue with seeing what were the concerns that were raised against the environment draft notification of 2020. Okay. So before proceeding to what exactly environmental impact assessment is, having a brief background is important because that gives you why we are going for a environment impact assessment. Environment, whatever like basically whatever we do, it has a impact, right? Actions, reactions, these all continue. So most of the actions that humans do have a impact on environment. Okay, the impact environment, and the irony is, so most of the impacts today are on the negative side rather than positively impacting the environment. There is negative impact of man on the activities of activities of man has a negative impact on the environment. But that doesn't mean that we should stop doing our activities, because we need food, clothes, shelter, also basic resources that to have particular standard of living, so fulfill our desires and wants of life. Okay, but so that is what the conflict comes. So should we protect the, should we not, should we stop the activity so that we protect the environment, or should we go with respect to extracting the resources so that our wants will be met? So there comes a contradiction between wants of humans versus conservation of environment. Okay, so wants, these will be met through developmental activities, developing industries, developing recreational facilities, and all those things. So conservation of environment and developmental activities, contradiction happens. So we need to harmonize these two conflicting trends. So we need to conserve environment, at the same time development activity should also be carried. It should not that just to conserve environment we stop our developmental activities. Okay, so harmonizing these two is important. So that is what sustainable development and all also. So what thing is, we have sustainable development goals, n number of tools to achieve sustainable development goals. So environment impact assessment is one such tool. Okay, to bring these conflicting trends of developmental priority and environmental conservation. Okay, so let's see what is environmental impact assessment. So it is a process of, name itself says, assessing. So it is a process of evaluating the likely environmental impacts proposed of a proposed project or development, taking into account interrelated socio-economic, cultural, human health impacts. The impacts may be beneficial or adverse. So there is a project or any developmental activity. So what we do for that project, we evaluate what are the likely consequences of this project in the social sphere, economic sphere, cultural sphere, health sphere, and these impacts may be positive or negative also. So we will be evaluating. Okay, that is what environmental impact assessment is. We evaluate the impact that the project can have. Okay, then UNEP defines EIA as a tool used to identify the environmental, social, and economic impacts of a project prior to decision making. Yes, so before we start project, so prior to that only we start to make a evaluate the likely consequences, so that you can accommodate these concerns in the project beginning, planning itself. So in nutshell, environmental impact assessment aims to predict the environmental impact at an early stage in the project planning and design, then find ways and means to reduce the adverse impacts. Once you find the various impacts, then you also come out with the various ways and means so that you can reduce these adverse impacts, and also to make, shape the projects to suit the local environment. In the sense, see, a particular ecological sensitive area might be there. Sensitive zones like, ecosystems like corals will be there, mangroves will be there. So if you're setting a industries, you need to take that care that these industries do not, endanger these ecosystems. So there you have to tailor your industrial output and all those things. So that kind of, suiting to the local environment. Then present the predictions and options to decision makers. So these all things will be a part of environmental impact assessment. So certain components, fundamental components that environment impact assessment has. So first one is with respect to screening. So screening step, what happens is you are determining which projects or developments require a full or partial assessment study. So whether the project or development requires environmental clearance or not is checked in the screening stage. Okay. The next we have scoping. So scoping, what we do is, it is meant to identify which potential impacts are relevant to assess. So potentially means there will be because it is a probability, n number of impacts might happen. So which all potential impact you need to assess. Then to identify alternative solutions that avoid, mitigate, or compensate these adverse impacts on biodiversity. Once you identify, assess particular potential impacts, come out with the solutions also for those. And then finally to derive the terms of reference for the impact assessment. So that is what nothing but the assessment, you will be assessing various impacts. So those assessed areas become terms of reference for the impact assessment. The next stage we have, assessment and evaluation of impacts and development of alternatives. So you assess and evaluate that impacts that have been studied, and also you assess, alternatives that have been proposed in detailed elaboration of even alternatives. Then reporting the environmental impact statement or environmental impact assessment report. This includes environmental management plan and a non-technical summary of the summary for general audience, so people should understand. So it should be non-technical. And environmental management plan is nothing but, you have studied the, likely impacts. So for that you are coming out with a detailed mitigation procedure. How will we address that particular adverse impact if it occurs? So that will be a part of environment management plan. Okay. Mitigation measures it will be including. Then a review of the environmental impact statement will be done based on the terms of preference and by the public participation. So you will be reviewing the environment impact statement. After that you have a decision making process. So whether or not to, give environmental clearance to a particular project or not. So that will be done. So once giving the clearance, that is not over there itself. The process continues. You have to monitor, you have to see that they are complying with the standards, and also you have to continuously enforce if there is a violation of the standards, like monitor whether the predicted impacts and proposed mitigation measures occur as defined in the environmental management plan. Okay, then verify the compliance of the proponent, and to ensure that unpredicted impacts or the failed mitigation measures are identified. So because assessment is there even before the project, so these are likely or may not be, and there might be new consequences, new impacts which may not be, taken into consider during the project initial preparation. So such kind of unpredicted impacts also you identify, and also identify the failed mitigation measures. Then so that these are again addressed. So these are a few of the things that is part of environmental impact assessment of various steps. Okay. Then coming to another, some factual stuff with respect to environmental impact assessment. So environment impact assessment in India is statutorily backed. So moment I say it's statutorily backed, it is supported through a legislation. So what is that legislation? It is nothing but Environment Protection Act of 1986, which contains various provisions on EIA methodology and process. So if environmental impact assessment notification comes, so it is through our law, Environment Protection Act of 1986. Okay, and the Union Minister of Environment and Forest under Environmental Act 1986 promulgated EIA notification making environmental clearance mandatory for expansion or modernization of any activity for setting up new projects listed in the Schedule 1 of the notification. So certain projects are listed in the Schedule 1. Okay, so a number of projects we look into it. So for them, mandatory environmental clearance is required. So that was the notification, and it was brought under the Environment Protection Act of 1986. So we had notifications. We had 2006 EIA notification. We will see the what were the basic things that were part of EIA notification 2006, and we will also look into draft EIA bill of 2020. So we will also go through the concerns that have been being raised for against this draft. So we will see that in our next video series. So that's it for today. You can also download the PDF of this document in the link that is shared below. Thank you.